Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is the Indie Game of the Week, Runers, and thank you for watching. Runers is a roguelike action RPG, guys, and it's what I like to call roguelike comfort food. It has a little bit of Isaac going on, it has a little bit of Magica on the side, and then it gives you a big old helping of retro in the form of Smash TV, and you'll see what I mean by that in a bit. And it's kind of all been whipped together into this one awesome game, guys. It released on Steam September 2014, and it was developed by LGK Games and published by Mastertronic. If Mastertronic sounds familiar to you, that's because they published a bunch of cool games like 10 Second Ninja, Over 9,000 Zombies, which is another game that we've checked out in the past. You can go ahead and get Runers on Steam for $7.49 during its first week sale, or $9.99 normally. Now, Runers may look strange when you first, take a look at it, guys. It's kind of deceptively simple looking, and it's definitely not what the average gamer is used to seeing when it comes to graphics, but that's kind of where the simplicity ends. The game has a deep customization vastness to it all that should keep any gamer entertained and blasting their way through magical mayhem for weeks, if not months here, guys. How is this possible? Well, the game puts the power of 10 magical runes in your hands and basically lets you go nuts. There's plenty to see here, there's plenty to do here, so like the developer's name, let's get cracking. Let's check out this game here, guys. Apologies, I bumped the mic there. I'm going to check out the options first. Here's plenty of options for you to mess around with. Map position, and XP stuff, audio. Mess around with the audio, the graphics. Not too much in the graphics department here, guys. And that's kind of something that's going to be just kind of a theme throughout the rest of this video, so kind of get used to it. The controls are completely keyboard based. There's no controller support, much to my dismay, and that's one of the things that I wish the game did have, is controller support, because I feel like it would just take this game to the next level. But in exchange for not having controller support, all the keys are completely rebindable. Like, for instance, cast slot 1 through 4 was originally numbers 1 through 4. I was a little uncomfortable with that as far as my fingers go, so I changed it to what you see right here. And I want to just put this out here for, if you're going to play this game, I highly recommend playing the tutorials. The tutorials are so fantastically done. It does a really good job of explaining you the entire game and all of the elements that you'll be dealing with in this game. But we're not gonna do that because I'm gonna be explaining it for you. I'm gonna spoon feed you guys. Just gonna spoon feed you. So we're gonna go to adventure mode. The game has 5 different difficulties. Basically, as you're going through the 10 levels, once you beat the 10 levels, you move up to the next difficulty. So if I were playing regular, I'd beat the 10 levels and then unlock the next difficulty. And this adds a lot of replayability to the game right here, guys, because there's just a lot of, well, crap to encounter in this game. A lot of different combinations of spells and different races, and there's just a lot, just a freaking lot. But for the sakes of this video, I'm going to be just doing Wimpy, because I want to show the game off more than actually, try to beat it or anything like that. There's a leaderboard here. There is a score-keeping thing, I guess you could say, because it's a roguelike game, so there is no form of progression. Once you die, game over, start from 0 all over again. But there, in a way, there is a form of progression because you're learning more, kind of like, Isaac, where, when you start learning the secrets and what items to look for in Isaac, it kind of becomes a little bit easier in that regard. But nonetheless, you'll be starting out with nothing and then building yourself back up again. There is also some optional things like boss unlocks. I'm not 100% sure what these are, but I imagine they allow you to change the game in some way or mode, maybe adding more difficulty or making things easier. I'm not 100% sure about that. Random adventure. Use any runes to combine a random spell. Still requires a combiner to discover new spells. So I guess this adds like a randomness to it all. Now, this game is all about magic, guys. It's about being a magic user. Even though there's kind of classes in the game, what these basically are kind of basically just passive abilities with names attached to them. For instance, if you're a human, you get +5 to all stats. If you're a human paladin, for instance, causes every source of damage to create a damaging nova of energy for 2 seconds. These are just kind of passive abilities for you to choose, and one active ability if you were a usable ability, if you want to talk about it in Isaac terms. for you to use depending on what class you choose, whereas the races are more of, you know, passive bonuses. Like, for instance, my favorite is the Blessing of the Chimera, which basically gives me a 7% chance per spell cast to cast a copy of the spell. The bonus cast triggers a unique effect separately from the original spell. So let me give you an example here. If I was casting Fireball, the 7% chance procs, it casts a Fireball, but it adds an extra element to that spell as well. So it really just adds a lot of flavor and kind of a bit of extra damage to that. And there's a lot of different races for you to chew on, guys. Different elements and deep customization here. I'm sure you can come up with some really cool, deep tactics per race. And there's even some that are locked away that you have to unlock. Like it looks like there's one race and one class that has to be unlocked here. So I'm going to pick Blessing of the Chimera. And then when you come to your classes, there's a lot of different kinds of cool abilities. Like there's one that lets you like summon the undead. There's one that lets you like summon these balls of light. And they're all really cool. And it kind of also affects how you kind of look. So you can kind of imagine your character kind of will look something to this form. Let's go ahead and pick the Divine Protection. I'm kind of curious. Once you pick your race and your class, you're also going to be able to pick your starting spell, your starting elemental spell, as it were. And there is a ton of elements in the game here, guys. Each of them does their own unique thing. As you can imagine, they have all different kinds of effects like knockback, piercing. Some of them give cooldowns and debuffs. I'm going to go with, let's go with, what have I not done? I have not done Mind Spike. I'll do Mind Spike. So it's going to give me a question. Are you sure you want to choose these things? Pretty much simple. The controls, as far as the game goes, are very simple. WAS. Okay, so I do look kind of like a paladin dude. So I guess your class is what you look like, essentially. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here. Well, this is my health bar on the top left. To the right of that are my spells and my class ability. For instance, Divine Protection. All I have to do to activate that is press Q, and now that is active for the duration of the buff, which was about 3 seconds there. 2 seconds, it looks like. Because that's one of those abilities you're going to want to use in close proximity. Once I use that spell, though, or ability I should say, the cooldown basically starts, and you can see that right there. To the right of my other spells, which is the spells I'm using right there, I just hold the left button right there, my left mouse button, and starts casting spells. Those are the spells basically. Those are the ones that I'll be having and I'll start creating in the game, because the game does have a rudimentary crafting system also. Very big deal in this game. Crafting spells. This is going to be what you're going to be kind of exploring. If I had to relate it against something like Isaac, or in this case Magic, I'll be honest with you, what it really reminds me of is you're going to be combining spell elements. Like you might get 2 fire runes and a water rune, and then you can combine that into a whole new spell. You have no idea what effects it has, and then that'll be a spell that you can equip to one of your slots. You do get more slots, by the way. For instance, there's 2 more slots added to this right here, to the right of hotkeys, but you have to unlock those by defeating bosses or accomplishing challenges that are littered throughout the game, because the game is completely procedurally generated. Now, like I said, though, there's a lot of crafting in this game. To craft things, you have to get combiners. There's 2 kinds of combiners. There's combiners that let you combine 2 runes, and there's combiners that let you combine 3 runes. All of these have to be found or crafted also. So like for instance, it takes 2 combiners to create 1 3 combiner, which is what this little button is right here. If you have a lot of combiners, also you can smash them and turn them into experience. Now once you have a bunch of spells and all that good stuff, let's say you have extra runes, well, you can start taking those runes and actually enhancing the effects of your spells. For instance, if I were to dump another mind rune on this, it would increase its duration, basically, a little bit longer. Or, depending on spell, it might increase its damage, or its size, its cooldown, the size of the spell itself, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of spells here, guys. Matter of fact, there is, let's see, where it's the number 285 different spells. Good God, guys. That is a lot of spells for you to mess around with here, guys. And that is the beautiful part of this game, is it has that mystery factor to it all, where you don't know what every spell does. I've only uncovered 25 of the 285, guys. That is insane. That is where the fun for me kicks into this game, for sure. And it's what I think will give this game longevity. So basically, what's our objective here? Well, our objective is to get to the 10 floors. Whatever way we can do that, by either, you know, beating all the enemies, you can fight bosses. It's of course a roguelike game, guys, so every area you go through is going to be procedurally generated. No one area may look alike, no one enemies may be the same. Well, there's over 100 different enemies is what I'm trying to say. So this is one of those action areas. You're going to kind of walk into a room and you're going to be kind of bombarded by enemies, and you basically kind of just need to dance around them. It looks like the thing about psychic abilities, it looks like it passes through enemies, so I'm actually hitting several enemies at once, where normally a spell might just hit one enemy and that would be it. This is... Whoa, 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 whoa. Yo, Chico, back off, man. That would be, you know, it's hitting several enemies. Oh, I almost had perfect. Gosh dang it. There is a way of doing a room perfectly. And it is keeping track of your score. Let's see if I can hit O here. I think that's what it is. O. And it shows you how well you're doing as far as your points go and all that stuff goes. Of course, there is randomly destructible things in the game. Now, of course, the first thing we're going to bring up is the graphics, guys. The graphics are not the most fantastic thing. I just picked up a health glob, by the way. I picked that up before I realized what it was. You basically find little hearts from either enemies or crates to pick up and enhance your health. I'm not sure if there's a spell that lets you cast a healing spell. There may be, but I haven't certainly found any yet. Oh, good lord. So yeah, the graphics are something that, you know, are something to throw some people off. I will gladly admit that. But to be honest with you, the game has such a beautiful complexity and customization to it all, guys, and it really doesn't matter, you know? This game is really awesome for what it is, guys. It does everything very well. Even though it's a vast, complicated game, it's beautifully done as far as, you know, its complexity goes. So we got some runes here. Die rat. Okay, we got a combiner. So two things drop combiners. Elite enemies or bosses drop combiners. We also found the stairs to this particular floor. We could leave if we wanted to, or continue exploring the area. But I'm holding the tab button, which reveals my stats and shows you the mini map. I can also tab again and then I'll take it away. So this will give me a perfect example to show you what combiners basically have. So we have darkness and entropy. Now I could combine, for instance, darkness and entropy, and that would give me an unknown spell that I have not created yet. Or I could combine darkness and darkness, and that'll give me another spell that I have no idea what it does. But what it'll tell me is the effects that it'll have. For instance, it'll give you like kind of almost like a hint in a weird way if it's a spell you've never crafted before. Like for instance, this is going to have knockback and some sort of bullet duration. Now if I were to take this, it would just have bullet duration. If I add this, apparently it doesn't add much else. But it does. It could make a buff. It could make an attacking spell. And if once you discover spells, you can of course cycle through them again. So like for instance, let's go with shock. Okay, no, let's actually go with the spell I've actually crafted. Let's go with fire and fire. Well, basically, you can go look up flamethrower here, and it'll tell you all the effects of that spell. By the way, flamethrower is insane and badass. One of my favorite spells in the game. I just want to put that out there. But I'm going to craft darkness and darkness. I'm just adding a new element to the game, adding more elements, and it created growing demise. Fires dark energy. It releases an explosion more powerful the longer the bullet is in the air. So that's pretty freaking sweet right there. It does a damage of 6. Its speed is 133, and you get the idea. Now, I put that on my second slot here. Oh, well, once you move around spells, it takes a 5-second cooldown to kind of use them again. So I can use that spell and my Mind Blast now by just holding down both mouse buttons like so, and now I have kind of like a chain spell going off thing. And you can just, that's how you kind of play the game. You start crafting spells and buffs and different things that'll help you get through the game here, guys. So let's go ahead and let's check out the spell in action. I'm not going to skip the floor quite yet, because there could be more goodies on the floor. Like challenge rooms, which are basically kind of a chance to get like a power up in a way. You'll see what I mean by a bit. Hopefully we can find one here. Of course, because it's all procedurally generated, there is a chance we won't. There is a door down here. There it is. Okay. Oh, good lord. There's so many enemies here. Oh, my goodness. So as you can see, let's just use my darkness spell here. You can see it's kind of just hitting enemies and exploding, causing a massive damage. Now, if I just hold both buttons together again, it's just doing a lot of the same spells at the same time and doing massive ass kicking. But of course, this is on Wimpy, so I can imagine that the enemy's health is lowered, so I can't brag too much. But it's still pretty freaking sweet. I have to say I enjoy the spell combination. Also, kind of like Isaac, if you leave a health glob in the room, you can come back and pick it up later, which is very nice also. One thing to explain here, these little auras that are coming out the door, these are basically telling you that there is some sort of a strange effect going on in the room. When you see white sparklies in the room, that means you're under the effect of a buff, which is displayed over here on the top right. For instance, this increases bullet duration by 10%. Sometimes buffs can be, negative, sometimes they can be debuffs. It really all depends on the room and what happens. Good lord! I was jumped. Damn, bats! Back off, yo! And, the game does... This is kind of how the game will primarily work. You're going to be doing a lot of, training, essentially. You're going to be kind of just running around while the enemy's blasting at you. And this is where I felt like the the Smash Brothers aspect, not Smash Brothers, Smash TV, Smash Brothers, that'd be amazing. No, the Smash TV aspect kicked in, where you know the old NES game where you're kind of running around, training your enemies and just blowing them to pieces as they're chasing after you. That's what that really reminds me of, this gameplay style. But you have the added elements of Isaac and Magica here for you to chew on. Let's go ahead and activate my class ability. I realize I've not used that yet. Oh, that was pretty freaking sweet. I did run into an enemy to do that, but that was pretty sweet. I got the skeletons here. I gotta make sure to pick them up to kill them, by the way. And that's the other thing to note, is that there is over 100 enemies here, guys. So every enemy is listed in the bestiary right here, and each of them has their own tactics for you to kind of be aware of. For instance, like these tree guys. Once you kill the Trent here, he turns back into a tree. If you damage that tree too much, it comes back to life, and you have to fight it again. All the enemies have just different tactics for you to kind of be aware of, and not all of them always fight the exact same. So, let's see, we have Entropy and Mind Rune now. Let's just go ahead and combine those two. Have I combined those before? Yes, it does. It creates Chaos Will. What does Chaos Will do? Let's look it up in the rune decks here. So we got Mind and Entropy, Chaos Will. Increase the Entropy rune level will bias the random rune towards a rune that is currently used by one of your spells. Interesting. Alright, so basically it kind of increases my rune level. Which, if we go back here, you can see kind of on the bottom right here, it says rune levels. Well, that kind of is kind of saying what you're almost specialized in, what your kind of your school of magic is. And it'll enhance the abilities of whatever it is you happen to be proficient in. And that's exactly what this spell does right here, guys. It basically gives me a bonus for a random rune. Usually aimed towards the spells I have. So let's go E. So it give me an entropy rune levels by 4, so as you can, chances are this would probably be, any spell that I have with entropy in it would become more powerful. It's really quick to use. This one increases my mind spells, and it's just a quick spell that I can use again just by simply pressing the E button, and increases damage, all the stats of that. Let's see if I can actually pause it. We'll give an example here. So 2 point, I wonder if it lists the damages and the bonuses. Oh, it doesn't. It just does it, I guess, kind of innately. Let's see here. Yeah, it just kind of does it innately. It doesn't tell you necessarily what the bonuses are. But it just, yeah, it just kind of boosts all your spells. We did find a challenge room, which is on the top side of this room here, which is a cool thing. This is going to be a chance to show that off more. And I'd love to say that I could show you off the entire game here, but the game is just, it's vast, guys. It has a lot of complicated things going on here. So that green aura right there, I'm going to pick up this health glob, even though it's probably a waste to pick it up right now. That green aura dictates that there is an event going on in this room. Well, how do the events work? Well, you can mouse over whatever's going on in this room. For instance, surprise attack. Life's perils are rarely expected. Avoid wild fireballs as long as you can. So all I have to do to activate this is walk over it. And all I gotta do is dodge the fireballs for the allotted amount of time. Oh my god. Oh! I think I failed that challenge because I got hit. But it's okay though, because I did get a lot of experience with that, and once I completed that challenge, I didn't complete the challenge. I would have gotten a bonus like a rune or an innate bonus, maybe a rune level up, maybe increasing my health or my damage. But aside from the things that you can get from the challenges, your character will also level up, which is what that white bar is right below my health, which is what I just did. And that will be kind of dictated by whatever class you chose, which is, for my case, was Paladin. So, for instance, I could take Alacrity Master, Toughen, Scavenger, increase enemy rune drop by 10%, or class synergy. Whenever you cast your class ability, lower your other cooldowns. I'm going to actually take Scavenger. That sounds way more useful to me. I did not pass that challenge. It really pisses me off that I didn't pass that. And it's just, it adds a different flavor to the game. It adds a little bit more for you to do, for you to enjoy, and take advantage of. There's 50 traits total, by the way, if you're curious. I'm not sure how many challenges there are. I can imagine there's quite a few, though. So we're going to blast these apart. We'll probably head down one more level, check out what we can see. Maybe we can find a boss. There's 15 to 17 bosses. The reason I say 15 to 17 is because the Steam page says 15, but the trailer says 17. Or is it's flip-flopped. I'm not sure which one it is exactly. But one of them basically says that there's either 15 or 17 bosses. Either way, there's a lot of bosses for you to fight, of course, and they're all randomly generated as well. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to walk in here, guys. Can we talk about this? No? Well, then I'll just murder you all. Kiss my ass. Alright, they're dead. I shouldn't be talking so much crap. I'm playing on Wimpy right now, alright? Normally, I will say that this game does have a fairly high difficulty, especially when you first start it and you're still trying to learn how to manipulate all the buttons. Where's the stairs? The stairs are up and to the right. Okay. And there's a health glob in there, which is perfect, so I'll grab that and get the hell out of here really quick. There we go. All right, and we're gone. So once we beat a floor, you also get more bonuses. This is kind of like what it would look like if we had beaten that challenge, by the way. We would have gotten 1 to 5 things we could have chosen from and received. So for instance, I could take plus 10 crit damage if I choose 3, plus 1 to my water level spells if I choose 2, or plus 10 to my bullet size, plus 8 to my knockback, or a random one if you don't like any of them. I'm going to choose 1 actually, because that seems like it would be really useful. You can save and exit if you don't want to play the game all at once. For instance, you could just hit that button and come back later. Now we're on floor 2, and as you can imagine, the enemies have 10% more health and things are just a little bit more tougher. So you kind of need to kind of adapt your strategies, get better spells, craft better spells, and, well, kind of essentially hope that you get good drops, because you can be screwed over. Which, you know, I think that's one of the things I like about the game, and also can be a little bit of a hindrance at times. Well, what I mean by that is that, yes, there's 285 spells for you to craft, but you're not necessarily going to get the chance to craft that 285 spells. If I had a request, it would be that maybe, like, I had, like, 5 runes that I could, like, choose from to have automatically, or, you know, 4, or just some runes to just start off with so I can just get a kind of like a build going right away. But I understand why that isn't necessarily there. And maybe that is something in the game. Maybe that's one of the things you get for defeating a boss or being in the game. I could be wrong. It could be already in the game and I'm just not aware of it. But it's just one of the things that I would love to have in this game. And I think it would make just a little bit easier to, you know, start creating interesting specs. Maybe if you already know certain spells that you are inclined to use. But you know, so that also, you know, would probably create a little bit of a lazy man. You would probably be like, okay, well, I know fire plus fire equals flamethrower, which is a really badass spell. So I guess it also kind of forces you to kind of, you know, try new strategies, always forcing you to adapt. And I guess I can respect that also. These guys cast these, like, stink clouds, which are a pain in the ass. I don't like these guys one bit. Okay, he's dead, though. We found the next floor down. That's pretty sweet. More runes, which is always nice. Let's see what we got here. We got, looks like, speed rune and an earth rune. Have I crafted these before? Yes, that gives me compaction, which increases my bullet speed. Sure, what the hell? Another debuff. I mean, not debuff, another buff, I should say, for me to take advantage of. And that'll be useful for boss fights or maybe like emergency situations. I haven't been using E all that much, I admit. I should probably do that more than I have been, because I've been just kind of just focusing on commentary more than actually blasting the crap out of my enemies here. We're going to go to the left, right? Oh, it's kind of a very narrow hallway right here. It's just left, left, left. All right. As far as like the music and the sound goes, I enjoy them. Some of them are hit or miss. Like some of the enemies can kind of die very. Oh, good lord! Some of the enemies have kind of like these funny noises what they make when they die. Like one of them sounds like a weird squealing pig or a girl. I'm not really sure. It was just a weird noise. I was kind of thrown off. But all the spells also have cool sound effects. I think they're all very neat. And the music is okay. It's nothing too distracting. Nothing too you know, too annoying, as it were, either. All right, so we got those spells. What do we got? We got another mind rune, which we could, of course, drop on our mind spike if we wanted to. Or I could drop it off my kit. I've been using it all that much. I'll use it on my duration here. I'll increase the duration of that spell, make it go a little bit farther. Hopefully hit a couple more enemies here. We gotta be very careful in this room because there's big old enemies. You know what? If you want to run into me, man, be my guest. That's what I thought. How'd you like my paladin ability in your face? And if you haven't gathered, like, the enemies are kind of color-coded in a weird way. Like, red guys will usually drop fire runes. You know, pink guys will usually drop psychic runes. Or sometimes, depending on the monster, they'll just drop different things. These guys should be... Oh, good lord! Actually, you know, that's not so bad. My particular spells are really good for handling these types of guys. Would you stop running away? Thank you. Good grief. We'll do a couple more rooms here. There's some enemies here I don't think I fought before. They just have different effects added to them. I'm not really sure why they were green. Oh, I've never seen that before. There's smoke right there. That's new. And it is really pissed off. He just stole something from me. Stop stealing stuff, man. What are you doing? Alright, why are these ones different colors? I don't know why that is. Maybe I could probably find out in the bestiary. Maybe I have killed these guys before. I just wasn't paying attention. Okay, so ow. Alright, cool. They're dead. Fantastic. And that's all very well done. But yeah, guys, I think that gives you a pretty good idea of the different things you'll be facing in this game, guys. The different kinds of challenges we're facing. Those glowing enemies, again, are the kind of elite enemies. I'm going to get hit right here, but that's okay because I did that. Elite enemies, of course, are a little bit tougher. Take a little bit more shots to kill. Oh, that guy has like a gravity effect. He's kind of like sucking me in. Well, that's okay because I don't really care if he's sucking me in at this point. I just kind of want him to die. Alright, he's dead. Alright, leveled up. Fantastic. So I can grab Quick Learner. XP gain increased by 10%. That would probably be a really good one to grab. Critical Strike. Reduce your target's defense by 10% for 5 seconds. Reduce the effect of room auras after getting hit 11 times. Okay, you know what? That one's kind of neat. Oh, I think I'm going to grab the experience one. That's just one. That one's just too good to pass up. Hopefully here we can beat this challenge in this room. What's this challenge? It says Arena. The strongest can only prevail in the face of others, prove your might by defeating other strong foes. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we gotta kill 5 different enemies. Oh, so these are like casters. Okay, so we did not get a buff that I needed there, by the way. I'm gonna try to cast R. Increase the size of my bullets, as it were. We got another enemy here. I'm trying to use my buffs more to kind of do more damage. And it's increasing my darkness, which is pretty freaking sweet. Should probably focus more on casting that spell instead of Mind Spell. Even though Mind Spell probably hits more often. Oh, good lord, he's trying to kill me! Oh! Oh, come on, get off! What is wrong with you, man? I used my ability on you, why won't you leave me the hell alone? Dude, seriously, so pissing me off right now. Oh god, he's like on me like... God dang, man, get off. Oh god, he's like kicking my ass, this guy. I don't know if we're able to defeat the other two guys if they act like him. We're certainly going to try, though. Oh, this guy I need to defeat fast. He's got those smoke chamber things. This will probably be the last thing we do for this video here, guys. Hopefully we don't die. If we do die, that's okay, though. There is another thing in this game. There's called challenges, which are kind of not necessarily attached to the main game itself. They're kind of just like extra objectives for you to take advantage of and do here, guys. This guy... Oh, God, he hit me, but that's okay. Dude, come on, die. I got things I gotta do here, man. Oh, come on, die. Dang, he is tough. We got him down, though. Is this guy another humper? Yes, he's another humper. That's great. What? What happened? What? Did I not defeat them fast enough? Did I take too long? I think I did. I took too long there. Oh, well, let's go ahead. I'm going to exit out of the game here. Yeah, there's challenges here for you to enjoy. These are kind of like just different things you can do here, guys, in the game. Like some of them are like kill this number of enemies. I didn't mean to actually click back. Some of them are avoid enemies. Really kind of just bonus extra stuff for you to do here. I'm not really sure what you get for like doing all these. I think it's just kind of just here for you to enjoy. Maybe get used to some of the spell casting abilities for you to enjoy here, guys. But yeah, there's leaderboards, there's Steam achievements, leaderboard here, guys. I'm not sure if there's going to be Steam cards yet. That may be something that comes in the future. 285 different spells, upgrading, 20 races, 20 classes, well, 21 each plus the, the hidden one, guys. Guys, I hope I've given you the impression that Runers is a vast game with deep customization and plenty of replayability. But the beautiful part is it doesn't make it complicated. It's simple to learn, you pick it up pretty much right away and you know exactly what you're doing. And again, if you get lost, the tutorial system really does a really great job of explaining things to you. So if you can get past, its simple graphics, that in my opinion look just fine, by the way. Runers is an amazing and fun roguelike game, guys, with plenty of replayability, discovering spells and bosses and secrets and class race combinations, etc. There's plenty for you here to chew on, guys. I didn't find any bugs with the game during my time with it, guys, but there's 285 different spells, so there probably is some hidden, bugs throughout the game. Nonetheless, though, the developers are quick to jump on that kind of stuff from what I've seen. If I had one wish for this game, guys, it would be controller support. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I think it would just take this game to the next level, and it would just give me a little bit more freedom because I'm not as comfortable with the keyboard as I would be the controller. But, no big deal. I obviously highly recommend this game, guys. I think you will enjoy it. Big thanks to the developer and publisher for a chance to review this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share as it really helps me out, and I will keep bringing you awesome games, guys. Till next time, play more indie games.